Sairam all. In this tutorial we are going to learn sorting techniques. So as we have already discussed so many topics from the same chapter, that is chapter number 1, and I am providing all the notes in the similar PDF file which is coming along with the video. So here you can see all the notes are provided in the similar file, so that whenever you want to study there is no need to browse different files or different PDF. You can simply read out the notes from the similar file. So our today's topic, as I have already told you, sorting techniques. So what do you mean by sorting techniques? Sorting techniques is basically a mechanism, or we can say a concept, to provide a sequence to the elements which are given, whether it is in ascending order or is in descending order. So basically sorting provides us a way to arrange the elements. These arrangements can be in ascending order or in descending orders. So it helps us to categorize the data or to arrange the data in a manner. So let's take an example. Suppose I asked a student to make a list of those who don't have books and those who don't have notebooks. So basically that child, that student, will collect the data and will provide a sequence. Maybe it can be a roll number or can be a SID of a student, so that whenever I want to read out the list, whenever I want to maintain the record of those who don't have books and have not submitted the notebooks, I can actually read out from their roll number to avoid any kind of confusion. So sorting techniques is nothing but arranging the data in ascending or descending order. In our programming languages or data structures, it provides very helpful things, whether it is searching or arranging elements. So in this topics, different sorting algorithms are also given. So here are some sorting algorithms. First one is bubble sort, second one is insertion, next is selection, quick, merge and heap. The interesting thing is we only have two techniques in our syllabus, which is bubble sort and insertion sort. So we're gonna start with the first one, which is bubble sort. Bubble sort algorithm, as the name given to the algorithm, bubble, it means it somehow it follows the mechanism, it follows the things of a water bubble. Like if we take an example, whether I don't know whether you have applied it in your real life or not. Once like if you see whether it is a like water or a cold drink, if you notice, if some of the bubbles are coming out from the water or that cold drink or any other liquid, so if you see that a small bubble is always at the bottom. As soon as it reaches to the layer or to the top of the liquid, it becomes bigger than that, the last bubble. So it means, in other words, we can say that the bigger bubble will always appear at the top of the layer. So let's see the example and the way of sorting the elements with bubble sort. So you can see I have given one example, a picture of one example, and here is the example what I have considered. So you can see the elements are given as 5, 1, 6, 2, 4, 3, and I have mentioned pass 1 here. So pass 1 is there. How does this bubble sort actually works? It applies to the first two elements of the array or the list. So now we need to compare these two elements. If 5 is greater than 1, it has to be swapped. So you can see in the next line 5 has been swapped with 1. So now the new list is 1, 5, 6, 2, 4, 3. This one has just swapped with 5. Now the things will be applied to the next two element, which is 5 and 6. So 5 is greater than 6? No, it is not. So nothing is going to be changed. It will remain same, like 1, 5, 6, 2, 4, 3. Next we're gonna apply the algorithm on 6 and 2. So 6 is greater than 2, yes it is. So now 6 and 2 has to be swapped. So the new line, the new sequence will be like 1 5 2 6 4 3. Now the calculation will be applied on 6 and 4. So 6 is greater than 4, yes it is. So now it has to be swapped. Next sequence will be 1 5 2 4 6 3. Now we will compare 6 and 3, which is last element of the sequence. So 6 is greater than 3, yes it is. So the final sequence of pass 1 will be like 1 5 2 4 3 6. You can see now. But the thing is, if we notice, if you see, the final sequence is not properly sorted yet. But again, if we see, the biggest element of the list or of the array has come down at the last. That is why I told you the pass 1, pass 2, pass 3 are given. So if you apply this thing again to the last sequence of first pass, you notice that it is working similar as the previous one, and the 5 has come from second position to second last. So if you see the pass now, the biggest element is 6, the next second biggest element is 5. So it has come like this. So as soon as you will increase the number of passes, the array or the list will be automatically sort out. You can see in the last pass, which is pass 3. So the last sequence of pass 2 was 1 2 4 3 5 6. I have written this thing here only. If you notice, 1 2 4 3 5 6, and I'll apply the bubble sort like this only in the first two element, the next two, the next two, the next two. So if you notice, the last sequence of pass 3 is already sorted. It is like 1 2 3 4 5 6. It means whatever the calculation we have applied was for ascending order. So this is how the bubble sort work. I have given the pictorial example of the same thing with some other elements. I have copied this image from the website, so you can have a look on this example as well. And in the next page, I'm going to disclose the source code for the bubble sort. Here is the source code. I'm gonna tell you the execution for the same thing. So I have completed this source code with the help of a function which is bubble sort, and here are two consecutive loops given, which is called the like you can say, this loop is internal loop and this one is external loop. Why we are using two consecutive loops here, I'm going to tell you the reason. So let's have a look in the program. So here's the bubble sort program. I have just copied the same source code. Our program is going to start from this end. So if you notice, I have taken a list name nList, and I have provided some of the elements as 14, 46, 43, 27, 57, 41, 45, 21, 17. Sorry, 70. So I have just taken the random example. Let's have a look first on the execution, then I'm going to explain the same program. So if you notice this thing, if you see the thing, this given list was not properly sorted, whereas in the execution, in the final output, you can see the list is sorted. So how does it work? As I have just told you, we are going to take two loops here. What is the work of the outer loop and how does this inner loop work? Let's see. As I have told you, if you notice this thing, if we are going to apply the loop only once, it will work only for one pass. But our problem is not yet solved. So for the same thing, for the same scenario, we have to apply another loop above the loop which is working for the pass. So now the things is clear. If I'm going to apply only one loop, what will happen? Let's see. It is actually showing some error because this pass sum is an example, is a variable there, so that I cannot remove right now. Basically this inner loop will work if we are going to provide the only one loop here. It will work only for one pass. So this thing will be happen. It means if we consider this example 5 1 6 2 4 3 and we'll apply only one loop, so we'll get output like 1 5 2 4 3 and 6. Definitely this is not the desired output we are looking for. We want a actually sorted list here. So what I can do, I can provide a outer loop. See here, I can provide a outer loop just above the loop here. So what will happen, this inner loop will sort the array only for one time, whereas as soon as this loop will come out, will go again in the outer loop. That is how we can get the desired output. See, now it is working fine. So this is how bubble sort actually works. This mechanism of swapping I have already told you. So as soon as this condition, it means the first element is greater than the next element, we have to apply a logic of swapping. So this is the program of bubble sort. In the next program we are going to learn the insertion sort, and as an assignment I'm going to give you some notes and the execution part of the insertion sort. So first have a look on the theoretical part of this insertion sort. See, what is the basic difference between these two sort? If we notice, the bubble sort takes much time and much complicated you can say calculation of for loop. It means if we are going to apply bubble sort on any of the unarranged or elements, so definitely it is going to take much time. If we apply this bubble sort on 5 8 10 elements, we hardly can calculate the time. But just think about the elements. If it is in number of lakhs or maybe in 1000 10,000 50,000, that time definitely bubble sort is not a appropriate solution for sorting. So for such kind of things we have another solutions. Insertion sort is given as. So let's just jump on the pictorial example of this. So here is one example given 5 1 6 2 4 3. You can see it is clear in the picture. We are going to compare the first two element. So 5 is greater than 1. Yes, it is. So next, in the next example we are going to you can see in the next picture it has been swapped. So now the new array, the new list is 1 5 and that circle has gone to the next element, which is 6. We are going to compare 6 with not only 5, yes, with these two elements 1 and 5. So now we have to fix this 6 somewhere in between of 1 and 5 if it is required, otherwise we'll leave it as it is. So in the next picture you can see 1 2 5 6 is given. It means 6 was at its best position. Next is just after 6 2 is given. So if you notice 1 5 6 is alright, but 2 has to become in between 1 and 5, not in between 5 and 6 or after 6. It has to become 1 2 5 and then 6. So it has been done like this only. You can see this green signal, this green circle is given, not signal, sorry. So 1 2 5 6, it means 2 has been placed at its right position. Next element is 4. So 4 should come in between 2 and 5. It has been given here only. You can see 4 has been given at third position. 1 2 4 5 6, so on. So this is how insertion sort actually work. In insertion sort there is no need to like apply loop again and again or providing the pass. It actually works like this. It manages the sequence, whether it is an ascending or descending order, both the end. It means if you are inserting a new element to the previous list, suppose if 2 is given here, so 2 should come at second position of the list. It means this kind of algorithm provides you a way to sorting the elements in such a way so that there is no need to maintain, there is no need to provide pass again and again. It can be done once only. Here is the code to implement the insertion sort. I have already copied the code in the interpreter. So let's have a look now. So I have taken one array here and I'm just providing alphabet this time, characters this time, not number. So these are unsorted, you can say elements. So if we see the execution of this program, so here it is. The array what we provided was tutorial. Now it is ailorttu. So it has been sorted. So if you apply the same logic, here, you can get the desired result. You can see there is no need to provide the complicated loop again and again for pass. It can work from both the end. It means the list which is not sorted going to be sorted at once only. So what I want from your side, I just want you have to write down the execution of this part in your fair notebook along with the notes what we are providing you with the videos links. Hope you are maintaining the records. So that's all for the day, and in our upcoming chapter, which is chapter number 2, we are going to learn some basic about functions, which is our upcoming chapter. So before starting that chapter, I just want you to retrieve the record from the given notes which I provided in your 11th class. So it will be good for you and will easy for you to catch the things. Thank you.